Good morning, everyone, or should I say good afternoon, because it's currently 1:50 p.m. Not proud of it. I had a really hard time falling asleep, and I think I fell asleep at around 6 a.m. I'm not gonna get sad about it because honestly, I don't have time to be sad right now. It is a Sunday, and I really need a reset. September flew by pretty quickly. Like, I don't know where the time went, and to sort of just prepare for the first few weeks of October, because there's also a lot happening there. I just want to get my physical environment cleaned up, and so that will help my mind also start cleaning up. This is everything that I plan on doing today. Hopefully I can get 90% of the things done, even if I woke up late today. I'm very hopeful. But yeah, we're gonna start with the big task. Just clean the bathroom, get it out of the way. Here's proof that I cleaned the CR. Cue the montage. Cleaning a bathroom is definitely not something I get excited to do, but whenever I have to do it, I like to remind myself of this quote. Avoiding a task takes up the same mental energy as actually doing it. And so that's also why I like reset days, because with a reset day, it's really an opportunity to take a step back and evaluate what you've been doing and also what you've not been doing, the things that you've been avoiding. Because a lot of the time, we know the things that we need to do, but we still don't do them because we don't have motivation, we don't feel like it, or we're simply just procrastinating. It just like prolongs this weird phase of things being uneasy. Like, there's always something at the back of your mind. And so yeah, I might not like cleaning the bathroom, but there's definitely a lot of wisdom that you can take from doing it. Hello, I'm back. A couple of hours has passed, and after I cleaned my bathroom, I took a shower, I had my very late breakfast, and then I finally got to spend time with God and watched an online Victory Church service. It actually just finished. It's currently 5:25 p.m. and as you can tell from my window, it's very dark outside. It's kind of gloomy. But before I go on with my day, I do want to share some of the things that I learned from the worship service. So I tend to keep all of my notes from the worship services that I watch in this notebook. It's like a binder, and then I bought like the individual pieces specifically for worship service notes from Shopee. So the worship service that I watched today was all about generosity and how we as believers can learn how to give and help people generously. And it's in giving generously, helping generously, that also is a declaration of our faith, and it also at the same time strengthens our faith. And this one hit me a lot because growing up, like, I did see my parents, they were like the type of people that never really said no to anyone that asked for help, whether it was like monetary or time or anything like that. And in my perspective, like as a child, every time that they said yes to someone, it felt like it was saying no to the family. And because of that, it felt like we always lacked money at the end of the month. And it did lead to like certain financial issues within the family. And because my parents weren't the type of people to say no, I ended up becoming that person within the family, like in terms of saying no to solicitors, in terms of saying no to people that had to borrow money, and I just knew that I didn't have anything to give. But then as I grew up, I became a young adult, I started working, it became this block for me because I felt like there's always a part of me that hesitates to give money or to help. I tend to get fearful, like when I give something, that means I won't have anything left for myself, or if I get into an emergency, I won't have money because I gave that money away, something like that. And I know that sounds really bad, but that was just like my reality, and it is something that I've tried to get better at over the past couple of years, just through tithing and really setting aside a fund of money that I'm going to give away freely, and there's just like no negative emotion attached to it. There's no resentment, there's no guilt, there's no worries. And through this service, I was reminded, like, yeah, when you're able to give generously, it is a declaration of your faith that you are being used by God as a blessing to others. And at the same time, you don't have to worry about yourself because you know that God is also going to provide for you. Some of the things that I wrote down here are: you shall not harden your heart or shut your hand to your poor brother. You're to give open-handedly, generously, without wicked thoughts. And we are to give generously, but not indiscriminately. And there was also this one part in the service where the pastor was explaining how God gives us commandments, but he also knows that as humans, like him knowing the heart of man, he knows that we will eventually fail at things, but because he knows this and because he still loves us, he still gives us that opportunity to be near him and obey him and to do what we can, all for God's glory. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not holy. I'm still sinful in many ways, but it's like this reminder that God is with me and he invites me and you every single day to just get closer to him and stay by him and repent and live out our lives more rooted into his word, into his teachings, and not get too distracted by the earthly things, by the worldly things that don't actually matter. And it was also a nice reminder that in terms of giving, it's not just money that you can give to people to help them, it's also your time, your presence, and your prayers. But yeah, I'm really glad that I got to spend time with God today. I'll be completely honest and say that it's not something that I do consistently weekly as I should. And I am trying to get better at just, spending time with God, even if it's not a Sunday, but just whenever I can. Even when I do get lazy and I try to rush my prayers just to get it done with, get it over with, I'm always reminded that it is important to be intentional with my time with him. So yeah, I definitely feel a lot better. I still have some of the dirty matcha that I made earlier, so I'm gonna drink this and then continue with my Sunday reset. I don't know if I'm being biased towards October because it's my birth month, but there's really something different about this month. Just like the idea of October, I just feel like I have a lot of things that I can be excited about and a lot of things to look forward to. And they're not even concrete plans. No BS. I honestly don't know where my life is headed, especially within these last 3 months and how they're gonna go. But there's this sense of excitement rather than fear about what can unfold. I'm just really excited that I do have the chance to create more content this month. I have the chance to reconnect with certain people this month. Even though I don't have specific people scheduled in my calendar already, I'm just very open to welcoming whatever comes my way. And I think that's why I'm also taking this reset a bit more to heart, because yes, decluttering your physical space is great. That keeps everything clean, but also it's just this way of making more space for what's yet to come. And since your physical environment does impact your inner world, your inner state, I think any reset day, when done right, definitely helps you prepare mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so I hope that's also something that you can carry. Do what you have to do to clean your physical space, but also don't forget to look at your perspective, your mindset right now. What are you operating on? Are you still operating from scarcity, or are you able to tap into more abundance? Because that's also a very important question to ask yourself. And in terms of doing a mental and emotional reset, what I like to do is I have 2 files in Notion. It's called my weekly reflection and my weekly energizer. So my weekly reflection is basically just me looking back on the past couple of weeks, taking note of certain events that happened, emotions that were brought up, struggles that I had, and how I want to move forward. This state of reflection is very important because it allows you to be aware of what's really going on in your life and how you're responding, how you are feeling. And then after that, I like to do a weekly energizer, which is basically something that prepares me for the next week. So I note down things that I'm anxious about, worried about, but then I also note down things that I'm looking forward to. And then at the very end, I write some of the things that I want to surrender to God. And I also like to spend time on Pinterest. I just look at the feed that shows up, and then I choose some of the quotes or the Bible verses that resonate with me that I want to keep in mind for the week. And one of the last things I did on this day is of course work on some content, just looking through some old topic ideas, some things that I still want to work on, some things that I want to scrap, and then also just continue preparing. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fruitful October and a blessed Q4.